I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most infamous times when famous faces showed their entitled behavior, leading to the destruction of their careers, reputations, or personal lives.
Harvey Weinstein had actually been fired by the board of directors of the Weinstein Company.
Number 30, Lea Michele.
It was 6 years, almost 365 days, and 12-hour days. Nobody is on their game or, smiling the whole time. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'll say about that.
After finding her acting feat on stage, Michele took the TV world by storm by being in Glee, earning her multiple awards and nominations. Yet in 2020, all that goodwill was wiped away when she posted her support for Black Lives Matter on social media. This sparked Samantha Marie Ware to accuse Michele of hypocrisy by employing microaggressions against her during their time on Glee. Ware was supported by other actors on the show who experienced similar incidents of Michele being rude and entitled, with some alleging there were racist overtones. With brands terminating partnerships with her, Michele issued a public apology. Following this, she hasn't had a screen acting role since 2019, instead focusing on theater work.
Excuse me, this isn't the right key.
No, it's actually the right key.
This is the alto part.
Yep. Tina's doing the solo.
I'm sorry, there must be some sort of mix-up. I thought I made it very clear that anything from West Side Story goes to me.
Number 29, Kanye West.
Would you say there's been a normalization of anti-Semitism?
Not only normalizing it, but also the fact that increasingly it's become socially acceptable.
Before the controversies began to rack up, West was one of the best rappers to have graced the genre. However, with all the scandals, it became difficult for many to separate the art from the artist. In 2009, his entitlement began to show when he interrupted Taylor Swift's win at the VMAs, declaring that Beyoncé deserved the award. Soon, this attitude became common as he compared himself to Jesus Christ. In 2022, West began a tirade of making anti-Semitic comments, which included praising Adolf Hitler. This caused many brands to cut ties with him. In 2025, West apologized for his behavior, mentioning his bipolar disorder as a cause, which sparked anger online from those who also have the condition but haven't made anti-Semitic comments.
I was dealing with some various issues and dealing with bipolar also.
Number 28, Martin Bally.
We have shit for poor people. Who buys our shit?
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's.
Before 2025, Campbell's soup cans were best known for being an obsession of Andy Warhol. Yet now, they're known for employing the entitled Bally. Working as the company's chief information security officer, he was recorded making snobby comments about the canned soup. After stating their products are for, quote, poor people and claiming he wouldn't buy Campbell's products after discovering the chicken was, quote, bioengineered, he also made racist comments against Indians. All of this came to light after Robert Garza issued a lawsuit for wrongful termination from the food manufacturers. Campbell's, which disputed Bally's claim that the chicken was bioengineered, initially put him on leave before firing him from the company following an investigation.
Camden, New Jersey-based Campbell's has fired an executive who's accused of making racist comments and mocking its products and customers.
Number 27, John Mayer.
Says, quote, sexually it was crazy. That's all I'll say. It was like napalm, sexual napalm.
With a string of successful albums and singles, on top of a tabloid-obsessed love life, Mayer was enjoying his life. Yet when he was interviewed by Playboy in 2010, the positive image many had of him was utterly destroyed. On top of uncomfortably comparing his attraction to his former flame Jessica Simpson to, quote, napalm, Mayer, when asked if black women are interested in him, declared that Little John is a white supremacist. The moldy icing on one of the worst interviews of all time was the musician uttering a racial slur. As such, many fans moved away from Mayer, believing him to be a misogynist and racist, as his single sales collapsed. In 2018, he he admitted that he had become, quote, PR poison for women.
Carlos, we've seen this before. People do have short attention spans when it comes to celebrities putting their foot in it. So do you think everybody's just going to forget about it before too long?
Number 26, Brett Ratner.
Film director Brett Ratner has stepped down from his role as producer of the 84th Annual Academy Awards. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has confirmed that Ratner resigned following public uproar over the filmmaker's reported use last week of an anti-gay slur.
As the director of the Rush Hour franchise and many high-budget productions, Ratner was an influential figure in Hollywood. So much so that his 2011 resignation from producing the 84th Academy Awards after being heard uttering a homophobic slur wasn't enough to permanently tarnish his image. Yet in 2017, a scandal emerged that not only dented his legacy but turned it into a wreck. Several actors and workers in the entertainment industry came out with allegations that Ratner had assaulted and harassed them. He was also accused of outing Elliot Page during filming for 2006's X-Men: The Last Stand. As such, Warner Brothers quickly cut ties with Ratner. With his career in shambles, Ratner moved to Israel in 2023.
Olivia Munn says in 2004, while she was still an aspiring actress, she was sent to deliver a meal to Ratner in his trailer while he was directing a film, After the Sunset.
Number 25, Matt Lauer.
There are accusations of lewd texts and comments of Lauer exposing himself. And one woman alleges to the New York Times that a sexual encounter in his office culminated with her passing out and Lauer having his assistant take her to a nurse.
After taking the co-anchoring helm of Today in 1997, Lauer became one of the most recognizable broadcasters in the U.S. Yet rather than using his position for good, he allegedly used it for a darker reason. Reportedly, Lauer influenced the decision to get Ann Curry fired from Today. Yet more disturbing were the allegations that emerged in 2017. As part of the Me Too movement, an NBC reporter detailed that she was assaulted by Lauer when they covered the 2014 Winter Olympics. He was swiftly fired from the network. Lauer later denied it was assault and claimed it was a, quote, consensual affair. On top of losing his job, the disgraced reporter was also divorced by his wife in 2019.
We spoke to 3 women and multiple sources. We did dozens of interviews. We investigated this for 2 months, and we were told some very shocking and disturbing stories, which are a stark contrast to the Matt Lauer that everybody has known for over 20 years.
Number 24, Mel Gibson.
He became uncooperative, profane, threatening, at times violent, banging himself against the car, inside the car, tried to escape.
If it weren't for his unhinged, problematic behavior, Gibson might have been one of the best actor-directors in history. After all, his work resulted in multiple Oscars and many other awards. However, in 2006, Gibson was recorded going on an antisemitic rant following a DUI arrest. In 2010, a further scandal emerged from him when Gibson's voicemails to his ex-partner, Oksana Grigorieva, were leaked to the press. Within them, he threatened violence against her and uttered racial slurs. Gibson ended up pleading no contest to a misdemeanor battery charge, earning him probation. Due to these reasons, Gibson was blacklisted from Hollywood for years. Beyond 2016's Hacksaw Ridge, Gibson has struggled to achieve the success in the industry he once enjoyed.
Hitting a woman when she's holding a child in her hand, breaking her teeth twice in the face. What kind of man is that?
Number 23, Russell Brand.
With hindsight and now as an older woman, I can say with clarity that, I felt like I was groomed.
At one point, Brand seemed like the next UK star to break out in the US. After all, the stand-up comic was starring in several big-budget films. Yet 2011's Arthur would come back to bite him. After switching to being an activist and then a conspiracy theorist, in 2023, Brand was accused of assaulting and emotionally abusing multiple people, including on the set of Arthur. While he denied the allegations, Brand was dropped by his management agency and was demonetized on YouTube. On top of several lawsuits being issued against him, Brand was also charged in the UK for the assaults in 2025. After pleading not guilty, the trial is scheduled to go ahead in June 2026.
He has that glazed look in his eye again. I was very distraught, trying to get out of the house, with him being so much taller than me, like holding me up against the wall.
Number 22, Danny Masterson.
And yeah, we are awaiting some reaction after learning Danny Masterson was sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Coming to fame for his work in That 70s Show, Masterson was a regular presence in films and TV shows. Yet once 2017 came about, that all changed when multiple women came forward and accused him of assaulting them. On top of that, it was alleged that Scientology, the religious group Masterson was involved in, had attempted to harass victims and silence the accusations. Regardless, the actor was fired from the ranch and was dropped by his talent agency. In 2020, Masterson was charged with 3 counts of assault. Following a mistrial, the second trial found him guilty of 2 charges, with the last count ending with a hung jury. As such, he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison.
Another telling the court the 47-year-old deserves to be behind bars for the safety of other women, and she wishes she'd gone to authorities sooner.
Number 21, Harvey Weinstein.
A name and filmography known around the world. But that fame turned to infamy as dozens of sexual assault allegations exposed a dark reputation.
One of the most powerful figures in Hollywood, Weinstein didn't just want money. He believed he was entitled to the women working on his productions. In 2017, the accounts of several of his victims went public with the assaults, harassment, and threats he'd employed against actors and production staff. On top of his wife leaving him, he was fired from the Weinstein Company. To make it worse for him and hopefully a little cathartic for his victims, the criminal proceedings began. In 2020, in New York City, Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years imprisonment. After a retrial, he was convicted on 1 count in 2025. In 2021, Los Angeles sentenced the disgraced producer to 16 years in jail.
The course of the next few months, more women came forward to allege they were assaulted. By October 2018, there were 6 official charges of sexual assault against Weinstein.
Number 20, Ezra Miller. Before 2020, Miller had Hollywood in the palm of their hand. After all, they had prominent roles in the Fantastic Beasts universe and in the DCU as the Flash.
Hi.
I love you!
Thank you. You seem very nice also.
Oh my God!
But when that fateful year hit, it all changed for Miller when they were recorded choking a woman in Iceland. Their erratic behavior began to spiral in 2022. That year, the actor had multiple run-ins with the police while in Hawaii, accused of grooming Takata Iron Eyes, and allegedly had a mother and child in a dangerous situation on a Vermont ranch.
Court documents say the homeowner was friends with Miller for about 18 years. Miller's mother, who lives nearby, also told police there was a recent breakdown in the relationship.
Miller's behavior resulted in DC considering replacing him as the Flash. Since the Red Speedster's solo film was released in 2023, Miller hasn't had another acting role since. Number 19, Armie Hammer. After his work in 2017's Call Me By Your Name and getting several awards and nominations, Hammer seemed like the next breakout leading star in the film industry.
So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night. I don't know.
That sounds fun.
Yet that rising star was slapped from the sky when he was accused of harassment and assault by several women in 2021. One of the most shocking allegations was Hammer seemingly stating his desire to consume people.
I will say this. There are people that I left who were hurt and who were upset. None of those people were hurt or upset because I pushed any sexual boundaries that they weren't interested in exploring or trying.
Are you sure about that?
After 2022's death on the Nile, Hammer retreated to the Cayman Islands to sell timeshares. In 2024, the actor began interviewing celebrities on his podcast Armie Hammer Time. He preferred to talk about himself rather than about his guests. Hammer is set to return to the film industry. However, not quite at the level he once enjoyed. Number 18, Alec and Hilaria Baldwin. There aren't many famous couples where the general public finds each as obnoxious as each other, but Alec and Hilaria Baldwin are a unique case. In 2018, Alec was accused by Wojciech Czeschkowski of attacking him over a parking space in New York City.
Alec Baldwin did not look happy to see a flurry of cameras when he walked out of the 6th precinct around 4 p.m. He kept scowling without saying a word as he got in the back of a black car and stayed silent, arriving back at his home just a few blocks away, 3 hours after being arrested.
The actor admitted guilt to harassment, earning him anger management classes. However, Alec sued Czeschkowski for claiming the actor punched him. Czeschkowski claimed Alec was, quote, entitled in his suit as the case was settled in 2022. For Ilaria, in 2020, controversy sparked that she had been pretending to be Spanish for years, even speaking publicly with an accent and forgetting English words.
Love English. I also love Spanish. And when I mix the two, it doesn't make me inauthentic. When I mix the two, that makes me normal.
She and Alec tried to defend against the allegations. However, the public had already made up their minds. Number 17, Gwyneth Paltrow. Born into a family who made their names in the entertainment industry, Paltrow was always fighting an uphill battle to be liked.
Good morning, guys. I'm going to take you through my morning Goop routine. When I wake up in the morning, I usually don't do anything. I go straight to the gym after I have my coffee, and then when I come home, I do my little skincare ritual.
However, the actor hasn't done herself many favors over the years to change the Nepo baby label. In 2013, Paltrow was voted the most hated celebrity in the world, beating those with terrible scandals. The year after, she made it worse when she commented that being an acting mom was more difficult than a mother who has a, quote, regular job. In 2022, after successfully defending herself in a lawsuit over a skiing accident, Paltrow seemingly told the claimant, quote, I wish you well, bringing allegations of being condescending.
Her exact words, I wish you well. Very kind of her. That's all she said. That's all she said.
With the bizarre products her company Goop has released, Paltrow's reputation isn't great. Number 16, Mickey Rourke. With a stop-start career, the star of 2008's The Wrestler has struggled for prominent acting work in recent years.
20 years in the making. It's going to be something.
So, to repair his reputation, Rourke signed up as a contestant for the UK's Celebrity Big Brother in 2025. Boy, was that a mistake. In Rourke's first live appearance, he was creepy towards the show's co-host AJ Odudu. Then, Rourke made homophobic and disrespectful comments to JoJo Siwa. After Rourke used threatening language against housemate Chris Hughes, he was booted from the show.
I think viewers will have picked up on the fact that it felt like he wanted to leave, and whether he was voted off or did something to basically force Big Brother's hand into kicking him off, something was going to happen.
However, rather than try to repair his broken image, Rourke is now considering legal action against ITV for loss of payment. As all this was going on, he was accused of assaulting Bella Thorne when they filmed Girl. Number 15, Steven Seagal. If there were a Mount Rushmore for humble celebrities, Seagal would be nowhere near consideration. In 2022, the actor infamously stated that he had read an incredible script, which he had written.
I tried to write it based on things that have happened to me and friends of mine.
Wow. Once the leading man in action films, Seagal's prestige fell rapidly in the 2000s as he mostly featured in direct-to-video productions. It didn't help that there were tales about his massive ego behind the scenes and allegations involving his misconduct and harassment of women. With his Hollywood reputation destroyed, Seagal pivoted to being Vladimir Putin's biggest cheerleader, resulting in him being appointed Russia's special envoy to the U.S. in 2018.
I love America, I love Russia, and I am trying very hard to work in such a way where we can have more meaningful discussions and, strive to make better and better relations.
Number 14, Paula Deen. Releasing cookbooks, owning restaurants, and hosting several TV shows on the Food Network, Deen was the queen of the celebrity kitchen.
Welcome, the Saggy Britches Brothers!
In 2013, after being sued for discrimination, Deen responded to a question on whether she had used racial slurs with, quote, of course. She then mentioned various times that she had uttered it. This admittance saw her shunned from the industry as her shows were canceled and her endorsement deals were canned. When interviewed on Today about the scandal, Deen demonstrated her entitlement by claiming she wouldn't have fired herself, and she was unsure whether the slur was insulting to Black people.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that African Americans are offended by the N-word?
I don't know, Matt. I have asked myself that so many times.
While she's scraped back some work since, it's not at the same level she once enjoyed. Number 13, Karla Sofia Gascon. After her work in Emilia Perez, Gascon was breaking down barriers by winning awards, sometimes becoming the first openly transgender actor to receive such plaudits.
Qué buena onda.
However, all that good grace came crashing down shortly after the film was nominated for Oscars in 2025. A bunch of tweets that Gascon had allegedly made from 2019 to 2021 came out that were filled with racist and bigoted language. Alongside taking shots at Black Lives Matter and International Women's Day, the Spanish actor even insulted her Emilia Perez co-star Selena Gomez. Gascon apologized for her comments.
I have a lot of responsibility. I represent a lot of people that want to live in love and peace.
However, she changed her tune after the Oscars. As well as claiming she was a victim of, quote, cancel culture, she also said she didn't need forgiveness and was, quote, less racist than Gandhi. Number 12, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. When 2024's It Ends With Us was released, it soon caused the two lead actors severe damage to their reputations.
I thought we were friends.
We are friends.
Firstly, footage of Lively being interviewed in 2016 for Cafe Society was rediscovered, showing her hostility towards journalist Kirsty Flau. Then the allegations between Lively and co-star and director Baldoni came out. Lively accused Baldoni of inappropriate behavior on set, such as unwarranted physical contact. The director responded by issuing a $250 million lawsuit for libel against the New York Times, where Lively's account was first reported. Baldoni also sent another lawsuit, including Lively's husband Ryan Reynolds, for mocking him with the character Nicepool in Deadpool and Wolverine, as well as allegations Reynolds wrote a scene in It Ends With Us without the director's knowledge.
It actually gets worse. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
Not
no,
possible.
it does. I
Then
don't
Millie
really
Bloom?
want to talk about it.
Number 11, Ellen DeGeneres. Once the Ellen DeGeneres Show debuted in 2003, it didn't take long for the host to take the industry by storm.
That's all right. It's a beautiful thing to have emotion. I'm happy that you're that happy.
However, there were rumors for years that life for workers was different backstage from the happy setting on set. In 2020, several former employees came forward detailing abuse by executive producers, threats of firing for medical or bereavement leave, and microaggressions. After the scandal dominated the industry, DeGeneres apologized on air. However, that didn't stop the show from losing 1 million viewers. This led to the announcement that the Ellen DeGeneres Show was ending, which happened in 2022.
Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I feel the love, and I send it back to you. Bye.
However, in 2024, during a stand-up set, DeGeneres claimed she was, quote, kicked out of show business for being mean, which didn't help her tarnished reputation.
You know, I used to say that I didn't care what other people thought of me, and I realize now, looking back, I said that at the height of my popularity.
Number 10, Jennifer Lopez. The singer and actor is no stranger to problematic PR. For starters, while at the 2024 Met Gala, a clip of her telling a journalist who made her outfit was considered rude, as Lopez gave a short response before walking off.
What are you wearing tonight?
Then there are many reports of her being a nightmare to staff at a private airport. Throw in the rediscovered footage of Lopez spitting gum into a production assistant's hand on set, which caused even more backlash. Finally, there were reports that the celebrated reunion of her and Ben Affleck were set to end, which ultimately came to fruition.
And I know that there's some people around me who are like, this is stupid. Why is she doing this? She doesn't need to do this. And they're right. I don't need to do any of it.
With all that, it's no surprise social media is awash with Lopez hatred, severely damaging her once positive reputation.
I want everybody to say, this is me now. This is me. Love me, leave me, whatever, but I'm good with this person.
Number 9, Jay Thomas. Trash-talking your co-star is not the best way to keep your job. This is something Thomas probably learned the hard way. In 1987, he was cast on Cheers as Eddie LeBeck, eventually becoming a love interest for Rhea Perlman's Carla.
Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied. I guess it's because I'm really a big fan of yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know who I am?
Are you kidding?
However, in 1989, Thomas was on one of his radio shows when he was asked by a caller about his role. Thomas reportedly called it, quote, brutal due to kissing Perlman.
Oh, Eddie.
Hey, Carla.
What you want to talk to me about?
Word got back to the Cheers producers, who didn't take kindly to their family being publicly criticized. So they fired him. Eddie was slain off-screen on the sitcom and revealed to be a polygamist.
Can't go to graduation, huh?
No, he can't.
What's the excuse?
He's dead.
That old one. What's the problem?
Eddie's dead.
Number 8, Steve Whitmire. As the person to bring Kermit the Frog to life when Jim Henson passed away, Whitmire seemed to have a job for life after taking the reins in 1990.
We sort of wanted different things, you know?
Yeah. Like,
it's the usual laundry list, you know?
With the TV shows and the films, seemingly everything was great for the Muppet star, who also performed Ernie. But in 2017, reports came out that Whitmire had been fired from the role, and Matt Vogel took over.
Steve is very difficult to work with, and it's been many years of it being difficult, particularly for the producers. He's not Kermit. He's a performer who was hired to do Kermit. There's a difference.
According to the Henson family, Whitmire was difficult to work with. He was known to send messages that insulted the Muppet staff, and he refused to work with some younger performers. Whitmire also allegedly declined to have an understudy to help step in for public appearances.
I had no advance warning on that. You know, nothing had ever been framed to me as a career-breaking problem.
Number 7, Roseanne Barr. ABC's beloved sitcom Roseanne had not seen a new episode since May of 1997. Given the success of its revival's premiere in 2018, it seemed that fans were eager for the show's return.
You looked happy. I thought maybe you moved on.
However, star and comedian Roseanne Barr single-handedly jeopardized the project's trajectory with a controversial tweet directed at President Barack Obama's senior advisor. After the public responded negatively to her words, Barr recorded an apology video that only seemed to make things worse.
That's what my tweet was about.
I know, you've explained this literally 300 times.
I thought the was white.
Her various explanations for the social media post varied from sleeping medication to misinterpretation of the staff member's race, but it all seemed irritated and insincere. ABC promptly canceled Roseanne and rebranded the new series The Connors, removing its association with both Barr's name and character. Number 6, James Corden. In 2015, funny British actor Corden was given the chance to host his own US series with The Late Late Show with James Corden.
I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, look, Andy Richter's got his own show. Welcome to The Late Late Show, everybody.
But then, rumors about his dodgy behavior started to leak out. It got much worse in 2022 when he was accused of berating servers at New York restaurant Balthazar. This resulted in him getting banned, apologizing, and then changing his mind, annoying the owner once more.
I made a rude comment, and it was wrong. It was an unnecessary comment. It was ungracious to the server.
On top of that, there were reports that he refused to help his wife with their baby on an airplane. All of this turned his amusing public image into an entitled rude one. A year after all the scandals, Corden's talk show ended.
Thank you so much for your time, everybody. I will miss you. Good night.
Number 5, Katherine Heigl. As Izzy Stevens on the acclaimed Grey's Anatomy, Heigl was supposed to be the next breakout TV star to move to movies. Her high-profile gig in 2007's Knocked Up just confirmed that impression.
Oh my God, this is the best news ever. Thank you so much. This is great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll take that smile as a yes, I'll do it.
Absolutely.
But then, in a 2008 Vanity Fair interview, Heigl called out the Judd Apatow-directed film as, quote, sexist. Both Apatow and co-star Seth Rogen defended the project. The same year, Heigl decided she didn't want to be in the Emmy race for her work in Grey's Anatomy after criticizing the material on the medical show.
You didn't feel good about the writing, or you didn't feel good about your performance?
I didn't feel good about my performance, and I didn't feel, there was a part of me that thought, because I had won the year before, that I needed juicy, dramatic, emotional material, and I just didn't have that season.
In 2010, after reports that Heigl didn't turn up on the show's set, the producers let her out of her contract. Since then, the actor has developed a reputation as being difficult to work with.
Really? I know, I was so surprised, too.
Number 4, Will Smith. At his peak, Smith's stellar reputation contributed to his standing as one of Hollywood's hottest stars.
You know what the difference is between you and me?
I make this look good.
Then, 2022's 94th Academy Awards happened. After comedian Chris Rock came on and made an ill-judged reference to Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, he yelled his displeasure, then got on stage and slapped Rock, shocking everyone. And then, Smith ended up winning an Oscar the same night. He resigned from the Academy afterward and was banned from their events for 10 years.
That's not who I want to be, man. I'm trying to,
I also think that's not who you are. I'll be honest with you. I think it's not who you are. I think everybody can make a mistake.
The incident is thought to have damaged Smith's career, although not fatally. Pinkett Smith has also seen her reputation decline. After admitting to a relationship with August Alsina, she also claimed Smith slapping Rock saved their marriage.
You became the bad guy. Look what Jada made him do. Jada rolled her eyes and look what he did. He ran up there and hit Chris. Poor Will. That's what the narrative became.
Number 3, Chevy Chase. He was one of the biggest comedians and actors around in the 80s, but Chase's star then began to fade. Fortunately, Community came calling, and Chase regained momentum in the industry.
Jeff, it's a pleasure. My name is Pierce Hawthorne, and yes, that is Hawthorne, as in Hawthorne wipes the award-winning moist towelette. I was just going to ask.
Unfortunately, his ego got in the way, and he criticized the show's content and his character's direction. In 2012, Chase reportedly exploded in an angry rant on set, uttering racial slurs about co-stars' characters.
Now you can all hang out in suspended humiliation and think about what you learned today. 1, don't screw with me. 2, invite me to your crap.
As a result of this terrible tirade, Chase was dropped from Community, and his character met his demise. Since then, Chase has struggled to get mainstream work and continues insulting Community when asked about it in interviews, which hasn't improved his dire PR.
As you may or may not have followed the saga, he did not want to be there. I mean, he said in every interview that he doesn't like the writing and he doesn't like the hours.
Number 2, Jussie Smollett. In 2015, Smollett began his rise to fame thanks to his work on Empire, opening the door for what would potentially be a notable career.
Things are looking up. I'm ready for tonight. I feel good, real good. Can't nobody hold me down.
Then, in 2019, Smollett recounted his experience as the victim of a hate crime, telling police he was attacked by people using racist and homophobic slurs.
I was just jumped, and then I look down and I see that there's a rope around my neck, which I hadn't.
You hadn't noticed it before?
No,
you didn't
because
see?
It was so fast. You know what I'm saying? It was so fast.
How long did this all
It felt like minutes, but it probably was like 30 seconds.
Immediately, people were horrified that this could happen to Smollett. Then, the truth started to come out. Smollett had seemingly paid 2 brothers to stage the attack, perhaps to boost his publicity. While the actor has denied the charges, he was sentenced in 2022 for making a false police report and received 150 days in jail.
And you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now.
In 2023, Smollett's appeal was rejected, though the conviction was reversed the next year. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. Acclaimed for her performances on Desperate Housewives and Transamerica, Huffman was never short of work.
What else is new? I made my sales quota for the month on Tuesday.
Loughlin was also well known thanks to Full House and 90210. Then the 2019 Varsity Blues scandal was discovered. Parents had bribed officials or otherwise used their wealth to get their kids accepted at certain colleges. Both Huffman and Loughlin were involved.
It seemed like, and I know this seems crazy at the time, that was my only option to give my daughter a future. And I know hindsight is 20/20, but it felt like I would be a bad mother if I didn't do it.
Huffman was sentenced to 14 days in jail and Loughlin to 2 months. After her release, Huffman claimed this was the only way to give her daughter a, quote, future. While the actors have had brief gigs since, their careers are shadows of what they were in their heydays.
How'd you get that?
Oh, you know. Were you surprised by any of the celebrities we mentioned becoming entitled, or did you always know? Let us know in the comments.